name is Angela Brown, or Angela Scarfia as I go by on social media. I'm from upstate New York. I was originally born in Orlando, Florida, but raised in Rochester, New York, educated in Buffalo, New York, and then currently moved to New York City. Scarfia Designs, from starters, the name itself is personal. It's my mom's maiden name, my family's name. My grandfather was an entrepreneur. A lot of people way back in his family, some of them were jewelry makers, some of them were in shoes, and I've learned about that through research, through my past history. But with that, I kind of started the brand because it was personal to me and it's different. And it's kind of cute. Scarfia, everyone's like, what is that? What does that mean? How do you pronounce it? And I think when you start off with an original name, you already set your brand apart for being original. I do accessories, and accessories is something that complements or makes something else better. Normally accessories are for fashion, is which I started off doing. I started off doing jewelry. That in itself is unique because I didn't make my brand because I decided like, oh, I'm gonna start a business. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna do it? My brand started from people saying, where'd you get those earrings from? Those are cute. I'd be like, I make them. And then I always get the, wait, what? You made it? And then that turned into immediately, do you sell it? And it was always no for a while, no. I was an undergrad, did my undergrad in apparel design, knew designing clothes wasn't for me, but I always made jewelry for myself. I think you can be really creative with anything you do. It doesn't just have to be the norm and the typical. So I started off with just jewelry. Then it turned into handbags, which is now belts. I eventually want to get in shoes. I took a shoe class and I want to start making shoes. Scarves, everyone's like, Scarfia, you must do scarves. I'm like, no, I actually do no scarves at all. But eventually scarves, like anything that could complement something else, I want to do. Actually, by the end of December, I'm launching a new product, which I consider it your main accessory, which is your hair. I'm actually working on a hair product. I've been getting a lot of feedback about my hair. What do you do for your hair? What are you putting in your hair? So I was like, well, you know, if I'm getting so many people asking me, and to be honest, I usually make my own stuff, I was like, let me put out a product. So in December, I'll be launching my first hair product. So creating that form of accessory, your hair. As an up-and-coming starting entrepreneur, everything you do, you invest in it yourself. Like my checks are like my investments. Every check I get, I'm like, okay, how am I gonna invest this into my company? What's the next step? How am I gonna get more funding? How am I gonna pay for this? And I think that's the biggest problem young entrepreneurs have, is just getting that funding portion. If I had a ton of money, I'd probably be huge already. Like people, because what I'm offering and what I'm doing in my product, it's everybody wants it. My problem is getting it to them. Everyone keeps on bugging me about my handbags. I'm like, you know, the samples for my handbag line were close to $10,000. And when you look at that as just samples, everyone's like, when are the handbags available? I'm like, as soon as somebody bless me with $50,000, that's when they'll be available. So basically getting funding and investment is the hardest thing for a young entrepreneur. I love collaboration, so that's what I've been really focusing on recently, is just working with new people and figuring out ways to tap into different communities. I started from the urban community, but I've noticed that's not the community that can easily afford my stuff. I'm not mass producing things, I'm hand making it in my apartment. With that being said, my prices aren't $2. You can go to Forever 21, get a necklace for $2. My necklaces range from 20 to 50, so you know, it's not as cheap or less expensive. So definitely trying to figure out which communities can afford my stuff. How am I going to reach out to them? Because I'm not from, before I started making accessories, I was in Forever 21 too, buying jewelry and wherever I can get cheaper accessories. So figuring out the community that will buy my stuff. I think the foundation of every brand has to be passion. Like, you have to do something you're passionate about. And I think that's where most brands that don't continue to build, they fail and fall off because they didn't start from something that was already ingrained in them and already passionate about, and that they would still do even if they weren't trying to build a brand. So I would definitely say pick something that you're passionate about. Once you have that, you have to keep on creating. You have to keep on building regardless. Like, you're gonna fail 1,000,001 times. You're gonna not win an award that you really wanted to win. You're gonna not sell as much product as you planned that you were gonna sell in your first week. You're going to bring people on your team that eventually aren't gonna be on your team anymore. And you have to learn how to overcome all of that and come up with a creative idea to get past all of that. Because challenges, when you're building a brand, are gonna come at you constantly. And you literally have to, okay, you know, kind of dip and pass them and figure out how to not get hit and beat down by some of those challenges and keep on overcoming them. So I would definitely say, the key weapon, I would say, to challenges is passion. You have to be passionate about it. And if you're not, you're gonna fail. And I hate to say that, but you're gonna fail if you don't have that root and passion and that will and drive to keep on going when, you know, people are telling you you can't go anywhere.